cannabis is the only thing that eases her pain. She has got chronic pain. Following a stroke 8 years ago, Carly Barton developed the condition, and many of you will identify with this, fibromyalgia. Very, very difficult to diagnose, awfully painful and what's the word I'm looking for? Debilitating was the word I was looking for.
No, but it is.
Carly, you then say that you turned to cannabis because they prescribed you lots and lots of painkillers, and they didn't really do the trick for you, yeah?
That's right, yeah, that's right.
So were you, because we know the law changed last year, that it's now legally available.
It is, yeah.
On the NHS. So how easy was it for you to get a prescription?
It was relatively easy for me to get a private prescription.
Oh, privately?
So private prescription I got in November following the law change, and that cost me a lot of money.
Like how much?
It cost me £1,400 per month.
For a month's worth?
For a month's worth of medicine.
Yeah.
Well, wait to hear what Carly did. Carly then decided on a bit of DIY. She decided to grow her own cannabis. Not only that, because that is against the law, you went round to the local cop shop, you went to the police. What did you say to them?
Well, this was following, after my private prescription, actually what happened then was I was given an NHS prescription, the first one in the UK, which was brilliant news. It went through 2 board meetings only to be blocked at the final hour by the medical governance group, who for no reason of their own, need to tick a box that to say that the medicine that they are going to fund is a tested medicine,
right.
And that hasn't been.
Let me just interject here.
Yeah.
Here is the confusion, and this is more. I have this constant condemnation and cynicism towards politicians. So a year ago, you get Sabbath Jabbit, you get a little lad from Northern Ireland called Billy Caldwell,
yes,
and his mum, and there's another lad called Alfie Dingley. And the idea is their parents, they crusaded to have this cannabis oil, because basically this is the only thing that stopped their epileptic seizures and took the pain away. And the Home Secretary says, hey, okay, I give in, this is all right, this is cool, this is okay to have this.
Yeah.
This is all talk, no action.
Yes. No, none of those children have access at the moment, unless there's a couple with private prescriptions, but the majority of them are still in the same situation where they're seizing every day. I speak to those parents a lot, and the other 1.1 million people in the country who suffer some kind of condition with which cannabis is really successfully treating, like mine, are still in that same situation whereby they are criminalised. They are living in fear.
I'm a
criminal.
Yeah, let's talk about your situation. So you had a stroke, you're very young to have a stroke, and this left you with this condition. Can you put into words the pain that you endure day after day and how that affects your life?
It's really hard to put it into words because there's so many different types of pain, and how it can present is very different. But it can often feel burning. It feels like a lot of my constant pain, it feels like, if you can imagine being very aware of all of your bones, and instead of bones they're hot pokers. It's a burning searing inside the whole of your body, from your toes to the very tip of your head.
All day long?
All day, and that isn't the end of it. That is just one of the symptoms, and you get shooting pain, burning pain, you get muscle pain,
spasms that you end up in hospital with often.
I end up sort of stuck in one position for many hours, and that would have required pharmaceutical intervention, lots of money as far as the NHS is concerned.
So how did you turn? You're obviously getting medication. How did you turn to cannabis, and how quickly did that have an effect that made you think this is amazing for me?
So I spent 6 years pretty much housebound on a lot of opiates. So we're talking morphine and fentanyl. Fentanyl is the strongest opiate that we have access to in the UK.
And how often were you having that?
Jackson died.
It's 50 times stronger than street heroin.
How often were you taking that?
So the fentanyl patch was on all the time, and I was drinking morphine every couple of hours.
A couple of hours?
Yeah. And I was still in so much pain that often my neighbour would complain about them hearing me scream through the walls at night.
So does cannabis deal with your pain in a different way, or is it just stronger?
Yes. So opiates try and mask pain as they're a central nervous system depressant. So it's trying to push down my central nervous system to stop those things from happening. In fact, all of the drugs were. But cannabis is very different because we all have you both have an endocannabinoid system in which you have receptors all around your body, and those receptors do amazing things. And basically what they do is they promote homeostasis, which is a fantastic thing. So that means that anything that's slightly out of whack in your body, Homeostasis just means to bring those things back
To balance.
to balance, which is why it's so great for so many different types of conditions. And with me, the cannabis goes straight to those receptor sites in my brain and calms down the pain so that it doesn't start kicking off.
And does it do that? So the first time I think you smoked it.
Yes, initially, yeah.
How quickly did that work?
Immediately. Within 5 minutes, I went upstairs, and I always get a bit upset when I talk about this, but I'll try not to. Because my other half, you know, we'd been through a lot, and she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I think so. Well, I feel like different, something's missing." And I felt like, and I always describe it as, you know, when you lose your phone and you start having that panic, like something's missing, that feeling. I couldn't work out what it was, and then I realised that I was in no pain, and I could not get to grips with that at all.
So then did you start buying cannabis from dealers?
Yes.
So you were committing an illegal act. How did that make you feel?
It wasn't great. I mean, I have trusted people now, but at first I was going out on 2 walking sticks in the middle of the night to dark car parks, and, you know, and putting myself at risk of harm, but also with unsafe products. Street cannabis has been tested to have contaminants such as paracetamol, heroin, all kinds of fentanyl in recent studies. And at the moment, we're failing those patients because we're putting them in a situation whereby that is their only option, is to go and put their lives at risk.
But yet when the public pressure and the embarrassment was applied to the Home Secretary, of course, he then pretended this was all okay, though the NHS say you cannot get cannabis-based medicine from your GP, and they say cannabis would only be given when it's believed to be in your best interest and when other treatments have not worked or were not suitable. This is expected would only apply to a very small number of people in England. Now, getting back to this situation where you do grow your own, you went round to the police station. I would love to have been a fly on the wall to hear what happened there. But basically, they didn't know what to do, and they sort of said to you, "Look, we can't promise we're not going to come and kick your door down." But
they haven't yet.
But you see, you have a proposal how this works, and before you're very condemning of Carly or whatever, if you are in acute chronic pain, you would do absolutely anything to relieve that. So you're proposing this amnesty, this Carly's Law. Explain that to people and see if you find this reasonable or not.
So it's a project that looks to legitimise patients, because at the minute, when I'm talking to police, what they're saying is, we go into houses and we take the plants away because there's no way of us working out if this person is doing that for malicious intent, or if in other cases they would be able to access a private prescription, for example, if they could afford one. We can't really sit in a situation, and as a human being, I can't sit in a situation and watch people suffer every day under these laws and not do something about it. So my proposal is to allow patients to register their plants, but they would need to provide solid medical evidence of their condition. And that would come to us as an organisation. We'd then be able to register them on a register that would be...
You'd be licensed.
Yeah, in a very unofficial way.
If you produce excess cannabis, what happens to that?
Well, then it can be taken to the local police station to be disposed of. But I'm sort of proposing that people grow under the 9 plant limit, which is the in terms of sentencing guidelines, that means that you would only be charged for personal use rather than intent to supply, and that it can be done very sensibly. And that patients are actually just at the moment, what we want is access to safe medicine, and we don't want to have to go to those black markets.
Carly, I understand your frustration, I understand the law as well, and I understand your proposal to find a way round all of this. All I can do is to wish you every success in containing your pain, and that you live pain-free, and we're very, very sorry to hear what you are going through with fibromyalgia.
Have you had to have cannabis today to get you here?
Absolutely. I have to have cannabis to get myself going in the morning, so hopefully I don't...
You don't look speed like...
No, I think that's the sort of preconceived notion, is that everyone's walking around stoned. But
Carly, thank you very much indeed. You've got to talking today. We're opening the phone lines today on chronic pain.